Hi, my name is Carlson with AnimeOnLocation.tv. I'm here at Matsuricon 2024 with Dorah Fine.
Hey there, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Good. So, real quick question: how'd you get started in the world of entertainment?
It's a little complicated, but I went to performing arts camp when I was in high school, and I really loved it a lot. And my first professional work was actually off Broadway in New York City in the Village. I did children's theater. I played an Elvis-loving dog on a farm. Yeah, I sang a song, I'm just a hound dog. It was fun. It was lots of fun.
Alrighty, now it says in your bio that you used to be a teacher of the arts. While being a teacher, did any of your students discover your voice work?
Well, I now see a lot of my students. I was a middle school drama teacher in Celebration, Florida, and so they only knew me as Miss Fine, the teacher, and I only got into voice acting later on afterwards. And so a lot of them have come back and reached out to me, and it's been really special. In particular, a lot of my students who were struggling back then and what have you, are so excited to come back and say hi. And I'm really proud of a lot of them who are fantastic actors, and some that are just professionals and just nice human beings. And they're all just awesome people.
All right, now speaking of your teaching, you also have been known for your directing. What skills would you say from being a teacher helped you with your directing?
Well, being a teacher, I think, is to be able to read what your students are capable of, what they're going to do, and be able to pick out that spark or that creativity or that one thing that's going to work for them. I generally used to be terrible at writing lesson plans because I would always alter them based on where my students' knowledge was and what would happen. And it's the same thing like with my coaching as well. So what I do is I listen and I see what you naturally can do and what makes you wonderful. And particularly when you book a role, you booked it because it was my actor's interpretation of that role and they were perfect for that part. So I wanted to make sure that, so I actually don't meddle. I listen, I see what you do, and just like I help my students grow and be their better selves, it's the same thing. I take what you're talented at, and my job is just to make sure the story goes well and that I can amplify it so it becomes a good, cohesive performance.
Awesome. Now, you also got to be in the beloved PS1 game, Trials of Mana, which got a remake. You got to be part of the remake and do some voiceover roles for that. How was that working on that beloved game?
Oh, it was really, really wonderful. It was actually the first time I got to work with a wonderful colleague. My director, his name is Khalil Bogdanov, and just a fantastic creative human being. And it was very creative. And what I liked about it, it's quintessentially most of the work that I do, I'm not generally leads or what have you. I usually will play to very strong strengths that are supporting characters. And so in it, I have my grandmother, and of course I was the fortune teller, and then I often play mothers, usually brown-haired mothers with a bob, and usually there's some tragedy or steadfastness or strength that needs to happen. Either my kid dies or I die or whatever, and of course there's a flashback and I play that. And then I got to play Dryad, which is the cutest little thing, and officially that little voice. I generally do cute little creatures. Lots and lots of moms and lots of grandmas. So it was really nice to be a part of that, and doing what I essentially do for a living, and that's how I make my living. So,
no, I think it's fun. So you also worked on the show,
Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, which is a sequel to Inuyasha.
Right, that's where I was. Yeah. So, did you go back and watch the original show to get any inspiration for it? And what was your experience working on the current one?
Well, I didn't need to go back to watch the show because I was very, very familiar with it. I have a 16-year-old Chihuahua. He's 16. I named him. His name is Shippo. And this is back when I first started liking anime and watching it late night on Saturday nights. Yep. And I had just gotten into anime, and I don't think I was even cosplaying yet as a as a geek and being just being a teacher and being a fan, and I loved it. And Shippo was like the perfect name for my dog, like little and thinks they're mighty and strong, but honestly and truly, they're terrified and they're little, and it's just so cute. And also my boy voice very much is inspired in general by Shippo. It was great. I couldn't believe that I had the ability to be in it, and lo and behold. Not only do I get to be in it, again, I'm a supporting role in one episode, but I got to play Mrs. QB, and I was Shippo's boss in it. And I was recording it during the pandemic, and so this was at home. And Shippo, my Chihuahua, sits next to me in the booth. And my first line was, "How's it going, Shippo?" And my gosh, Shippo was very confused. And it was just really nice, like, a very full circle moment for me to like back then I never even thought I'd be in anime or ever move to LA or anything like that, and it's wonderful, like it's full circle, and Shippo's still going strong, and I miss him right now. He's a wonderful little old man.
All right, you also got to work on a much anticipated game of Shenmue 3. How was it like working on that, and did you have the chance to play it yourself?
I have not played it myself. To be honest, I was really busy when it first came out and all of that, and the bits and pieces. It was very interesting because I went in and I hadn't. How to explain this? I went in to do it, and I knew nothing about the game prior, and I just went in. But of course, I go in and I play a concerned mother. As you do, and she does have that bob, and my goodness, I also play purple-haired characters too, every once in a while, and there isn't this is me naturally, but it's nice that it's also a coincidence. But yeah, and I really liked it. It was fun. It was very different, and me knowing it was so beloved and all of that, it was nice to be a part of something like that, and to see it go up there, and it was fun.
Because we were actually friends with Lisa Wilkinson.
Oh, Liesel! Yeah. I love Liesel.
She's so much fun. I still talk to her about the Hello Kitty stuff. So I'm a scientist, and you got to work on the show called Cells at Work for both seasons, being various little parts of the human body. Yes. Did you learn any of the science while working on the show, and what was your experience working on it?
I have to say, I had forgotten a lot of the science, and I started to remember it. But specifically, when we were playing, when we were the platelets,
the platelets?
I'm in. So basically, I'm in Cells at Work. I did Walla, so I led Walla for it. So a lot of it was gay, and the heave ho, and all of that, and the coagulate, and so just all that. I was like, right, coagulation. And I was like, I had forgotten about that. And then also just other things that I found wonderful with the blood transfusion. Yeah. So when the blood transfusion happened and all of the new blood came in, that we all had a different accent on purpose.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. But basically, the body that we're in has a transfusion, and they all have. We're all kind of Texas, kind of Southern at the same time. So that, because it's from a different body. And I thought it was great. And just in general, just thinking about the stomach being upset and all this stuff going on, it was a whole lot of fun. I'm thinking, I can't remember. There were some things that I was like, oh, yeah, I should remember that. But the last time I really paid attention to biology like that, it was high school, maybe a little bit of college, and so. But it was so funny. And my cousin Dan is a pediatrician, and so when I was explaining the show to him, he was like, "Oh, this is so great! I should put it in my, office for kids to watch." I'm like, "Nah, not for little kids." But he thought it was just awesome.
Yeah, and now kind of finishing up here, you are well known, as we discussed, playing brown-haired, bobbed, motherly characters. What does it mean for you whenever you get to kind of do your motherly voice?
What's really wonderful about it, and particularly the embodiment, and my favorite character that is Hitomi Saga from The Somnium Files. Uchikoshi-san creates just amazing characters with so much depth. And when I was in the booth doing this, and I am not a mother, life hasn't worked that way yet. And so I always see my students and all that those are my children and what have you. And but a lot of that work, you call upon certain kinds of emotions and ideas. And very much so, at least with Hitomi and a couple of others, all of my teachers before me, all of my acting teachers, back to even like my first professor, Mr. McGovern in college, I pulled from all of the different methods that are out there from all of my teachers, and they're like in the room with me, and so that I can portray them as authentically as possible. And I think in general, being able to play moms like this, it's who I am. I care a lot about people. I want the world to be the most just place, and our next generation is so important, and I think our purpose in life is to uphold and make our next generation and make the world better than it was than we came upon it. And so being able to play those nurturing moms, and it's so much of who I am, it's always wonderful. And I also play very mean moms, but that's for another discussion.
Alrighty, now we obviously know you can't always talk about all your work because it's behind NDAs. Is there anything current you want to talk about?
Yeah, everything's under. I don't have anything current to talk about as far as like acting work and all of that. It's coming out soon, and it's let me think. One's a really cool story that I connect with as a Jewish person, which is really, really cool, and I'm involved with it because I'm a Jewish person, and I'm really excited about it. And also another one, the really cool anime that I've wanted to be a part of, and I got to be a part of, and I'm excited about. But I can talk about Adventures in Voice Acting. Which is the voice acting school. I'm the director of education for Adventures in Voice Acting. Our sponsor, we are powered by Bang Zoom Entertainment, and Tony and I spearhead the school and make acting and voice acting more accessible, and I strive to have quality education for all of our students, and that's a big thing of what we're doing here at Matsuricon, doing the voice acting contest and giving out scholarships for our school. So that I can always talk about, and wherever you are and you're interested in voice acting, I teach all of the introductory courses, and I also do private lessons and what have you, and my whole staff, everybody who works there, they're fantastic, and we'd love to have you be a part of our family if you're interested in voice acting.
Alrighty, so where can we follow you online, and what would you love to say to all your wonderful fans?
Okay, to follow me online, it's at Dorahfine, DORAHFINE, remember the H, and that is that's all of Meta and X, I guess. Twitter, and then on TikTok, it's Adorably Fine, which is my name. So it's at ADORAHBLYFINE. And then that's where you can reach me online. And as far as fans go, just in general, I'm happy. I always love meeting you at these events, and I also love teaching you. And so whether you're a big fan and you just love the franchises that I get to have the pleasure and honor to be a part of, I love your enthusiasm, especially my fans of The Somnium Files. I really love you too. And then also just as teaching and thinking about somebody to help you realize your artistic dreams and things like that. I'm here, and it's one of the best things in the world. It makes me as happy. Being an actor and being a director brings me life fulfillment and happiness, and being a teacher gives me that same feeling. So the honor is mine to be your teacher. So
Dorah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me right now. Thank you so much.